Welcome back. We are looking at the Regenerate Conquest Strategy Guide. We're going to be criticizing it. So, for the formation, one should start placing pieces at the edge of the board going outwards. On the first row, place 4 scouts followed by a champion. On the middle row, 2 scout. I don't think anything should go on the middle row. Except maybe, I think you could actually put the halberd on the middle row. I think that actually has some benefit instead of putting him on the back row. Because I think you're actually using him for a space advantage rather than just to keep a wall connected. And you could probably put 1 scout in the back just to be able to close the wall faster. So the strategy itself is quite simple. You're actually going to just use charge and battle cry on your scouts all day, I guess. It says using rush here, but I don't. Rush is the name of a set, not commands. Charge and battle cry don't qualify as rush because everybody has those. So if they don't charge, you're just gonna wait to charge BC them, and they might try to counterattack with that champion, I guess. It's definitely good to know what you're gonna do if they do that, but otherwise, they don't really explain what to do if they don't. If they don't, you're just gonna use charge battle cry again. It's gonna be the whole tactic. Now, I have seen strategies where the champion goes up, he just walks right up to some scouts, and he gets one to hit him, and then he walks back, and then he just regenerates that damage off later. So he basically got a free champion, although he did have to, use some command points. So it's a short-term trade-off for a long-term benefit, I guess. So yeah, charge battle cry to attack a champion, and they'll probably, counterattack. So he or she will most likely advance his or her champion with full health. That's interesting. I would have thought the one with less health because they're trying to trade it off, not the full health one. So now you move your champion into the corner and close. I actually wouldn't say close the wall. I would actually say maybe keep it open until they're right next to you, basically. Just because, again, you have more attacking potential with the way the movement system works. And if you get charge and battle cry before you close it, then that's great for you because they can't do anything to you. So if one's opponent charges a scout wall, I don't know why they would do that. They will struggle because you can replace your scout. Yeah. Makes me wonder why they would use charge just to attack your scout wall. If the opponent charges... Oh, it's just there. One also just have the luxury of chastise to defend. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know it's such a luxury. Yeah, this one's with chastise. I've seen it with shield wall, and that one's actually a pretty scary set towards the end game. You can use you can use chastise to defend, obviously. The champion on the front row is used to launch quick counters if the opponent charges. Well, you can also keep him in the corner. Again, you can also use him to send up just to eat a scout, heal off the damage later. So you have 5 turns to counter after charge and battle cry, obviously. I don't know how many of their units you can destroy, but it's definitely a scary thing, especially towards the end game when you're running out of units. So you can actually bait them into using battle cry somehow. Maybe if you still have that halberd, you can start pushing him forward. And they pretty much need battle cry to kill you in one turn. Otherwise, you're going to start regenerating damage off. Also, the champion is on the front row to deter enemy scouts. Well, sort of. They can move up and then not care about the champion because they're defended by their own champion. Often good players who know how to assault a scout wall will move up their scouts in a line as far as possible. Well, no, I think they move them up 5 spaces because with 6 spaces, you're looking at the enemy champion walking up and taking your scouts in 2 turns. So 5 spaces, not 6. So this means that providing they keep their champions back, they will block you from charge and battle crying them with your scouts. To counter this move up your front row champ. It does not matter if they attack you with scouts as you have, like I said, you have regenerate. Providing you remember to regenerate, so many people seem to forget to regenerate. Also, don't forget which champion is your weakened one. I see some people putting their champions back, and they sort of like dance around, they shuffle, because, they're just waiting in the corner, and then they forget which one's the weakened champion, and they send out the wrong one, and then that ends up losing them a champion. So their scouts will most probably be forced to move back. I don't think so. They can stay there, giving you the chance to charge and, and battle cry their champs with your scouts. Yeah, with the scouts. After you do, proceed with defending against the enemy counterattack as described above. So yeah, regenerate's really going to be utilizing the wall to defend. Also, they get a fair bit of practice in with controlling space with the halberds. Right? They need to be 3 or 4 spaces up from the champions. So definitely a set to try out if you want to practice defending. Along with Bombard, that's another defensive set. Very highly defensive. Rush has its own sort of niche, you could call it. Basically, Rush can counterattack. I don't think Bombard can do that so much. Another useful tip for using Regenerate is the champ trade. If you are up a champion, that's definitely good for you. If they only have 1 champ while you have 2, you can simply place 1 champ into charging range of theirs as long as you keep your other within range of your bait champ. The opponent will probably charge and use Battle Cry, meaning that you cannot kill your second champ. After they take your first champ, you can walk up and turn... this is just telling you how to trade champions. If they have rush commands, you won't trade so easily. You're going to have to regenerate your damage. It's a weakness, Bombard and Rush to an extent. Yeah, I'm going to agree with this. Bombard, definitely a weakness of Regenerate. Of course, it's not going to tell you in the Bombard guide how to beat Regenerate. Also doesn't tell you in the Rush guide how to beat Regenerate. But Bombard, you can just trade off the scouts equally. And, you can kill that halberd pretty easily, too. And then when you get to an end game, you actually use Battle Cry to defend yourself. And then you've got Bombard to attack the Regenerate champion to kill him in 1 turn. And Rush, you're going to get steamrolled because they have more commands to defend their champions than you have to protect yours. Because all you have is Chastise. You don't have anything else to protect. You have a command to recover, not to protect, is what I would say. I'm kind of sad they don't have Winds of Fate here in these standard sets. Because Winds of Fate, you're going to play it like you have Regenerate. And, maybe Regenerate you can also play like you have Winds of Fate if you want to really go for those mind games. But Winds of Fate, you play it like you have Regenerate, and then you try to use something like Battle Cry when you really shouldn't. The more obvious the mistake, though, the more obvious it's going to be that you have Winds of Fate. But maybe just let them get like a fair counterattack, if you've used Battle Cry. And then out of nowhere, you're going to use Winds of Fate and surprise them. So Winds of Fate, though, you really don't want to get your champions weakened, because that's going to be your downfall, especially once they find out that you have Winds of Fate. So Winds of Fate doesn't particularly beat anything if they know that you have Winds of Fate. They're just going to weaken your champions, and they're going to be a lot less powerful at 400 HP. You can use the same command 3 turns in a row with Winds of Fate, so that's always fun. But I think that'll do it for this video. Join me again next time. We're going to be looking at this Bombard guy.